with you today. So today's video is a pretty simple video, but I think it's going to help several of you guys out, okay? When I'm out on the trap line, I keep a pretty simple setup just on a day-to-day basis. So in my back pocket's my wallet, one of my pockets is my cell phone, other one is keys, and a pocket knife that, you know, is one of these clip-on ones that clips on my jean pocket. Okay, so that's what I carry on a daily basis. And I wear a belt. Now here's where trapping a nice belt, leather, heavy-duty belt, will pay off. I used to have one and I ended up wearing it out after probably over a decade and threw it away. So I bought these cheap ones. Look at these. These are, I think these were Mossy Oak brand, and they just don't survive. I like the double hookup because, first off, yes, I am a big guy, so that probably contributes to the wearing out of these also, okay? But secondly, I use the heck out of these. And the reason being is because everything that I run usually involves, each trapping system I use, whether it be water trapping, land trapping, snaring, whatever, I use my belt a lot, okay? You figure in the water, I got my hip boots on, you know, attached to the belt, and, you know, I always keep either a pair of pliers, and everything's at, I try to keep everything at a good working level. You know, the less you're bending over to try to do a bunch of crap, the better. Easier on your back, easier on your body. So, you know, for my belt, like, when I go to snaring, you're going to see I got these clip-on for my cable cutters. Okay, and I always buy heavy duty of everything because I run my stuff pretty hard and I don't like to screw around when I'm out there in the bad weather. And then, you know, you got your pliers, but after work, first thing I do is put my trapping stuff on my belt, including my .22 revolver, or my Mark IV is the other one I carry sometimes. But nonetheless, my pistol, pliers, everything's going to be on my belt. I don't want any crap in my pockets besides what I usually carry. And a lot of that is just because it's easy to work with. Just like my trucks, I prefer smaller trucks. A lot of you have known me and watched me for some years will see that I've typically drove Ford Rangers. I love them. They're good working height. They're reliable trucks, and I beat the crap out of them. And they just, you know, I've sold a couple, and then some have eventually died. But now I've got an F-150, and it's going to be a good trapping truck. But I like the smaller trucks because the tailgate's under my waistline, so it's just perfect when you're standing. You can work on everything right there on the tailgate. And then on top of that, if you're throwing a bunch of animals in the back, let's say you're going for big numbers, it may not seem like a lot, but you get a tall truck, guys. You get a tall truck, you got to throw it that much higher, especially beaver and coyotes. You know, a lot of those new Chevys sit low. Honestly, if I had the money, I'd probably have me a newer Chevy Colorado, kind of like my work truck. And that's what I'd run. Because it's a lower tailgate, easier to work on. You're not throwing stuff up as high. That stuff will wear you down throughout the day, especially spring beaver trapping. Or, you know, cold of winter, you crawl out of a ditch because you just snared a coyote, and you got to throw something up. Let's say your muscles aren't warm, boom, you throw out or pull a muscle. You know, that's just easier things to avoid. I try to make everything very simple, and it's got to make sense. You know, so this year I'll be running an F-150 and my bigger black Chevy Z71. I don't like them as much, just as far as working height. The F-150 is not too bad, but the Z71, I think, when I bought it, may have been lifted. I haven't even checked under there, to be honest, but I'm sure it is. It's pretty high. And so I don't like working up here. I mean, you know, this isn't comfortable for me on a regular basis, and I'm not tall. I'm fat and flat. That's me through and through. So, but guys, if you can keep everything you're doing at a good working level, if you can keep your pliers and your cable cutters on a belt, a good solid belt, I'm gonna have a better one come trapping season. Well worth its money. I'll have my pistol here, my pliers, and my cable cutters are all right there. So when I'm going down in the ditch or just on the snow and I fall on my ass or something, you know, I'm not carrying a bunch of shit. And that's basically what it comes down to, is simplify it, make everything easier. I'm doing some work in the shop today, and I got thinking about that, and I think that can help a lot of guys and gals out. Just keep everything at a good working level, and you don't want a lifted truck on a trap line. You do not. I mean, it looks cool. Oh, it looks great. But you know what? Unless you're one of them tall boys, and some of you are, that might be great for you tall guys, but, you know, fat and flat guys like me, that's just not. And long term to run like that through the day, and kick your butt a little bit. So, anyways, good solid belt. Get everything you got, pliers, everything. Make sure you got them where you can hook on a good solid belt, pistol holster, or if you run a shoulder holster, that's, you know, whatever. But I prefer everything on my belt, and I carry my basic stuff in my pockets, and that way I can maintain, and I don't have to think about shit. I just know where it's at. So. This is kind of a shorter video, but a good solid belt save you a lot of problems. Thanks, guys.
Got an outdoor edge, catching critters.